Alrighty, folks. It's been a minute, and almost too long of a minute. What's it been now? 3 or 4 months? But who cares? The good thing is the
Hasn't
Muelendez
been
month of
that
Sports
long. Whoa,
Spectrum
whoa,
is
whoa, whoa,
back.
whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
What do you
whoa.
mean, whoa? Don't whoa me.
Mike, Muella, wait. I believe, I believe our last episode was in February, I believe.
No shot.
We put it we put it together, finishing out after the college football playoff.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I've just been so busy. It's just felt like 4 months.
But two, it's been two.
Two,
We got
two,
we
two.
we we made it through spring break. I think my spring break and your spring break was a lot calmer compared to the rest of Florida's, but
Well,
we,
let's not forget, I don't have a spring break anymore because I'm no longer a college student. So I just
True.
get another week. That's all it is. It's not a spring break anymore.
They grow up so fast. Oh, Mike. Oh,
Oh,
Mike.
yeah,
Anyways, let's get to some madness here.
indeed. So earlier today we are recording on Sunday, April 6th of 2025. Today at 3 p.m., Paige Beckers, Gino Auriemma, and UConn defeated, but not just defeated, embarrassed, mollywop, straight up put boot to behind off of Dawn Staley and South Carolina, 82 to 59 to win the school's 12th national championship. Paige Beckers leaves Storrs, Connecticut as a champion after 5 wonderful years as the FUD and Sarah Strong, rather, excuse me, just all around great performances. And the UConn defense just really made South Carolina work. And South Carolina just got out physicaled, outplayed, and out hustled by UConn, honestly. AJ, your thoughts about just the game itself or the potential number one WNBA draft pick in Page Buckets?
Yeah, I think it was cool to see 20,000 people packing the building in Tampa for this game. Very cool to see that. Obviously, we've seen the tremendous growth of women's basketball, not just at the college level, but also for the WNBA and now for Unrivaled. That's been happening or well happened here in Miami, first edition. So I mean, it has been a complete evolution, and we've seen these teams. I mean, obviously, I think everyone wants to see a closer championship game in the end. I mean, even UConn fans, I think, would say that they would have liked a little bit more of a contest. But I do have to say that this UConn team was something special. Paige Beckers was, Beckers got it back in blood. Because I mean, end up playing. I honestly thought with how the score was that they'd come out, especially, the big three of Fudd, Beckers, and Strong. But they stayed in there. I mean, they played the whole game. Um, and you look at them, they combined for, I want to say, let me do the math here.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure it was well over 50.
I think it's that they did combine for 65 out of the 82. Yeah, yeah. So
Unreal.
Sarah Strong and Ozzy Fudd both having 24. The
Mm.
trio, perfect from the line. Can you believe that? Perfect from the line.
That's where you win the game right there, those easy points.
And it just started mounting, and this is no hit on Dawn Stanley and what she's been able to do, but this UConn team deserved to win it. I think um different to the men's tournament, which we'll talk about in a second. There was more of a clear favorite here. You
Hmm.
kind of knew that UConn was dangerous, and South Carolina maybe was favored by some, but when you look at just Raven Johnson getting shut down, Tahina Pow Pow also going a combined, and well, I'll throw Bree Hall in there as well. A combined 3 for 16 from the field. Joyce Edwards off the bench, only 4 of 12 from the field. Chloe Kitts went 3 for 11. And this UConn defense held South Carolina to 34% from the field and 25% from three, which for the overall trend of the game, not a good three-point shooting game for either team. They both shot, I mean, the average was 24% in the game for both teams. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a shooting the lights out type national championship, but I definitely think that you look at the future, because I think now it kind of shifts to the future, and the future looks extremely bright for the WNBA and for very, very high level women's college basketball.
Yeah, no question about it. Again, huge congratulations to Gino Auriemma, Paige Beckers, Ezzy Fudd, and Sarah Strong winning their first national championship with UConn. It's the school's first since 2016, their 12th overall in school history. And now over to the men's side, like we mentioned. What a Final Four. It's the first time that all four number one seeds advanced to the Final Four since the 2008 tournament, so the 2007 2008 season. And what a first game we had between Florida and Auburn, matchup of SEC teams. Auburn was ahead at halftime, and then the boys from Gainesville, Elijah Martin and his crew, Walter Clayton Jr., studs, absolute studs. Florida comes back and prevails over the number one overall seed, Auburn, who was the number one team in the country for most of the year. And then in the second game, the sellout of the season, probably the most heartbreaking Final Four loss for Duke in their school history. They were up by about three or four possessions with about a minute 30 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, I think
And
they
then
were up
all of a sudden,
127 to go.
Houston out of nowhere pulls off one of the greatest comebacks to get arguably their biggest win in school history and advance to the national championship game. Oh, excuse me, national championship game to the first time in over 40 years. And what a national championship game we're going to have tomorrow between the Florida Gators and the Houston Cougars. I'm really looking at Elijah Martin to step up, but with Shed's injury over for Houston, who do the Cougars need to step up?
I mean, here's the thing. For me, Houston was one of those teams, funny enough, I looked at it in the beginning picking my bracket and I was kind of like, you know what? Uh I don't really trust, we've seen in the past um great players come out of Houston recently. Of course, first player that kind of comes to my mind is Jamal Shed, of course.
Mm,
But you looked at LJ Cryer and company, and you wondered, was LJ Cryer really going to be able to just carry this team and get them forward? Kind of on his own, I want to say. And for me, what was interesting is that yesterday, that's exactly what we saw. Yes, some other players stepped up, of course, but it was LJ Cryer all the way because you looked at Jawan Roberts, somewhat struggled. Milos Uzan struggled. Um, and really the only player that was there, look off the bench, Houston got 6 points.
mm,
Duke only got four. So it was a game of
mm,
their five versus their five. And
mhm.
I mean it's interesting because you need Roberts to step up, of course. Um, and you really need both Uzen and Sharp to their shots need to go down. Especially Uzen from three, only going 1 of 4. That kind of hurt. I mean, LJ Cryer 6 of 9 from three. I mean, big
Yeah.
time step up from beyond the arc. The ball is going to be in his hands down the stretch, as it should be. Um, and I think when you look at what Houston is at this moment versus what Florida is, you have to give a little bit of an edge uh, to Florida in the sense that in that game versus Auburn, you saw how steady they were. You saw how
Hmm.
steady they were because Thomas Ha off the bench, of course, important 12 points. But Elijah Martin, we know Walter Clayton's that guy. I was talking with some Florida
Hmm.
fans at Yard House, and I was just saying, listen, you get the ball in that man's hands and Walter Clayton Jr.'s hands down the stretch. You saw some of those fadeaways, really contested, difficult shots, and he will hit them, and he'll hit them in clutch time. So for Elijah Martin, and this can't go unmentioned, that dunk. Are you kidding me? Head tap, head tap,
That's a man's jam right there.
big time man's jam. That it's been a while since I've seen a dunk in a big game like that with that much punch, especially for
Ugh.
college player. I get it, he's a senior, but I mean, he's not a super big player for basketball standards. I mean, 6'2", and he got up there and just absolutely yammed it. And and I do have to go on this little bit of a rant against Janai Broom
Mm.
because I think that Auburn kind of had a chance. Yes, they didn't really hit their threes. Um, they shot four more than Florida and made one less. They didn't even shoot 30% on the night. That hurt them. Baker Mazar was kind of the only real threat. Um, Todd Pettiford, he didn't hit a single one of his threes. He went 1 for 6. Disappointing performance from him. But
Hmm.
some of those costly turnovers, Janai Broom had three, Baker Mazar had three, and the problem was they came at costly moments. Um,
Yeah.
just they couldn't hang on to the ball down the stretch. Um, I mean, when we're talking about the Elijah Martin dunk, it comes off of an Auburn turnover, and it comes off of Pettiford getting stripped. Um, And between those guys, Baker Mazar, Broom, and Pettiford, 9 turnovers combined. Um, and Auburn had less again than Florida, but it just happened to be when they occurred that really cost Auburn down the stretch. And you need to see that that Florida defense is very active, but Houston's defense is the best in the country. So it sets up a very, very interesting matchup um, here to close out March Madness.
Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to be watching that game. I know you're going to be watching that game. I kind of want to go back to the Duke Houston game for just a second and leave off with two final questions. One, are you okay with Cooper Flag taking that final shot? And number two, if Cooper Flag somehow, some way decides to stay, do you think that he paired with the Boozer twins, who are going to be going into Duke next year as freshmen? Shout out to Columbus High School, who won the national championship for high school yesterday. My dad's alma mater, Adelante. Do you think that Cooper Flag, if he stays with the Boozer twins, will win a national championship, or is Cooper Flag going to the NBA and getting drafted first overall?
Well,
Okay,
to
wait, let me rephrase it. Do you think it would be smarter for Flag to go to the draft or stay?
I'm gonna think about that while I answer your first question. I cannot believe that there was a conversation, to be honest with you, about Cooper Flag taking that last shot because I don't know. And some of the people watching, you guys let us know in the comments. We'll post some clips. This will be one of the clips that we're gonna start posting to social media, changing up the strat a little bit, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that's a really good look. To me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You get a little, yeah, I understand he's fading away, this and that, turning around, sure. But you get a little free throw line jumper from Cooper Flag. If you're Duke, I don't know what more you're asking for, especially only being you don't need a three. You don't need a three. You're not really running out of time. I mean, desperately. It's not like you have to throw up a heave. So I personally don't have a problem with that look whatsoever. I don't know what sometimes I think, okay, maybe the criticism is fair, but then what's the alternative? What do you want him to do?
Hmm.
Keep driving? Can't. Kick it back out? Why? So for me, that was kind of the best look that Duke got, and you get the ball in the hands of your best player, and I just don't know what more you want. Of course, you want him to make the shot, but I think that's it. I think that's
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah, Cooper Flag, Madden or not Madden, Wooden Award winner as well as AP National Player of the Year for Duke as a freshman.
yeah, and I think it was obviously that, but again, it's a jumper. You want to see him make it. Maybe you expect him to make it, but that is a great look to end the game. I don't understand. I don't understand people that are saying, why is he taking that shot? I I kind of again I don't under I have to look into it now, really, because I saw some whispers of it on social media yesterday. And now I really have to look into it. Okay, you don't want him taking that shot. What shot do you want him to take?
Or better yet, who else do you want to take that shot?
And that, I mean, those are the two questions. So no, that was the look. The foul call, the over the back,
Mm,
very questionable. Very questionable.
yeah.
Um, but I think it was interesting that that happened, um, because everybody was saying, "Oh no, Duke is going to end up going to the chip because the refs are on their side." Um, and it did not end up being that way, of course. But for the draft question, um, it's interesting because I saw an article right before we started, that Cooper Flag is being compared to Kawhi Leonard. And, you know,
I don't
his
know if that's just because they both wear number two or anything.
I I don't know, but apparently I'm gonna read you what a Western Conference scout said.
Okay.
Flag's really good defensively, can be a game changer on that end, immediately with his size, effort, and IQ. He's always been a very good defender. The offense is coming along. It's a very similar path to the one Kawhi was on early in his NBA career. A guy who had all these really useful qualities and entered as a real two-way force. So I kind of think
Okay.
that given how they're looking at him, um, it's very, very doubtful. Um, I think it would honestly really signal not only the strength of the NIL era, but also just overall the path that college basketball players would take if Flag decide if he stays, that's big time. Do I think he will? No. I don't really see I don't really think he has that sort of, Paige Becker's type
Right.
mentality where he's gonna say, "Oh, I need to come back because I that was so heartbreaking. Now I need to win a chip."
Yeah.
I don't really see that. So for me, I don't think he's coming back. Um, then
No.
again, does it would it really matter? I think he'd just go first overall again, and that's kind of why my inclination is that he'll just declare for the draft. And the last thing, just to wrap this up, this is fair. I don't remember this. Um, but apparently Kawhi, when he came into the league, he was being compared to Luka Mbamute.
Oh gosh. Luka Mbamute.
Uh,
Ugh.
I forgot about that man. Clippers legend.
Oh man.
I don't I don't know. I don't know if okay, he did retire. He did retire. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was gonna say Luka Mbamute's been out the league.
he's a player agent for CAA right now.
Okay.
Imagine that.
That's there you go.
Boom.
There you
All
go.
right.
Alrighty. What's next on the docket, my friend?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's stay on the hardwood, but let's go to the NBA.
Mm,
Uh big big win today. for the Lakers over the Thunder, who I still can't believe have as little losses as they do. Um,
Hmm.
to that game, Shannon Sharp said, Lou Dort, Airport, Seaport, Taylorport. Because of um only
Shannon's a
their
fool, bro.
only their 14th loss on the year. That's
That's
just
ridiculous.
that's just beyond me. It's just like it doesn't even make sense. Um, but then again, the Lakers winning, and we'll see how long they can sort of sustain that if they kind of take that into the playoffs. Because of course, some people kind of have them as not even a sleeper team, kind of their favorite. Honestly, I'm starting to see that a lot, where people are saying, "Oh no, without a doubt, this is a team that's winning the chip." And I mean,
Mm.
when you look at how good Austin Reeves is playing, obviously Luca, but even players like Dorian Finney-Smith off the bench, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent. If those guys start playing or keep playing as well as they are, look out.
Yeah, and I also think the biggest thing is that they need to stay healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
case in point with Anthony Davis, his last couple of years there, he didn't really stay healthy all that much. Same with LeBron. I know LeBron has missed a good amount of time this year. But um, what seed are the Lakers right now? Because if the season ended today, I wanted to know what their current playoff matchup would be if they were to end today.
Let's pull it up.
Yep, pull it up. Go to ESPN real quick. Pull up the standings.
After these games right now, Lakers would be the three.
Okay, so they would get the sixth seed. Who's the sixth seed?
Right now, Minnesota.
Okay, yeah, I think the Lakers beat Minnesota. I
So,
think
look,
yeah, I think Lakers beat Minnesota. I think they get second rounded, and LeBron is gonna go off next season. He's gonna win MVP, and then they can win a championship. Fine by me. As long as they don't win it this year. I don't think they're gonna win it this year.
we'll see. I mean, obviously,
I think
Cleveland.
anybody who runs into the Thunder is getting eliminated off the bat. I think the Thunder, I picked the Thunder at the start of the season to win the West. And right now, my pick is looking very, very good. So I'm looking really good. And kind of going back to my March Madness brackets, I could still win. I'm currently third in my group over at work. We have like a little bracket going on. I'm third, but I'm still alive because I had Houston to win the national championship. So I'm still alive. Everybody else had Duke, Bama, Kentucky, St. John's. I don't know
Oh
who would pick
boy.
Kentucky. But so I'm technically third place right now, but I could still win if Houston ends up winning the game tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, I think the Lakers are a very talented team, but do I think that they can get past the Thunder? No, not in the 7 game series. I just think OKC
Yeah.
has too much depth. Chet and SGA are playing unreal right now, and yeah, I think it's going to be hard for anybody to stop the Thunder, especially if they get home court advantage in the first round and throughout the playoffs.
Yeah. It really does look difficult. I mean, that Thunder team is obviously dirty. You look at the play-in, it'll be interesting, of course. Miami in there
Woo! Yeah.
playing the Bulls. I'm honestly not a
Oh,
fan of
oh,
the
we got that. We got that.
I can't lie, I'm not a fan of the play-in. Like
Yeah.
you got a bunch of teams that are below 500, 7 and 8. See, I mean the East is rough because you have, I mean, here's 7 and 8 seeds. Orlando's 38 and 40, Atlanta's 36 and 41. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
I
bro.
mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all for giving those extra teams a chance to get in, but like teams with negative record, with sub 500 records. No, I'll say this. I'm a Heat fan, but I completely agree. Teams with sub 500 records, I don't think they should be getting into the playoffs. Because then it just kind of writes them off like instantly, and
Yeah.
then it just basically is like a shoe in for those higher seeds to go straight through. So, I mean, at this point, get rid of the play-in because you already have the in-season tournament, which is stupid enough as it is. Then you have the play-in on top of that, and it's like, okay, well, why are we playing all of these extra games? Like,
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't get it. I don't get it. I those are games that well, I'm not personally gonna watch them because I especially in the modern um sort of NBA, who's really gonna be watching Indiana Milwaukee across the country? I mean, you're
Indiana,
only you're only
Milwaukee. Oh
you're only
gosh.
really gonna watch it for Giannis and once it gets to um once it starts to get close to okay, maybe if there's a game five, four, things like that. Because
Hmm.
Tyrese Halliburton is very good. Don't get me wrong. Pascal Siakam's a great player, but they're obviously not going to command the attention um of someone like Giannis. And it's it's difficult, of course, because right now, um, you got Dame who's out. Um, doesn't look like Giannis will play tonight because he's questionable. Pat Connaughton questionable. So there's some question marks there for the Bucks. I think that series, won't be as interesting to most people. I think New York, Detroit, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah, that's going to be a good series. If the season were to end today, I got call me crazy. I got Detroit beating New York.
Ooh.
Detroit's a
Don't-
really good young physical
Do
team, and
not,
they've just
do
been.
not, do not let Andrew Klein see this.
Oh, he can see it. Him,
Oh,
Gainey, Mucciardi, they can all see it.
send it to them one by one.
Oh, I
Clip it,
will.
send it to them.
Clip it, clip it. Pistons at six. Pistons at six.
But yeah, I can't even talk about the Clippers because then I'll jinx it. So no talking about the Clippers on this show. Um, but for me, kind of in contention, um, to go far, I really do think it's just a one and the two in the East. It's Cleveland, it's Boston as it stands
Yeah,
right now. That'll probably stay that way because they're way ahead. Um, Houston and the Lakers, I guess, are somewhat close. I mean, 3 games difference. Lakers 3 games back, but I still see it as OKC is probably running away with it in the West,
yeah,
and Cleveland and Boston will be really interesting. But um, we'll see if the Lakers sort of veteran presence, and you never know, maybe a Denver sort of wakes up, and
mm,
I mean, you never know with the MVP.
that's so true.
Anything can happen. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Denver in the postseason is always a scary thought.
It's true. But
Alrighty.
that's enough NBA. Let's talk some MLB. Baseball's back. Um, your Marlins didn't play today. Got postponed. Can't
Yeah,
quite see why, but um,
just the bad weather in Atlanta right now.
oh, rained out. Yeah.
Yeah, rained out. It would have been a Sandy's Beach day over in
What the
hot
heck?
Atlanta,
Look at this.
but okay, go.
Oh, it got postponed due to the rain, but it's gonna be rescheduled. That's a
Like
double
August
header,
9th, right?
August 9th. Because there's already
Jeez.
going to be a 4 game set. Obviously, it's a
Atlanta. Yeah.
division matchup. But
Oh, geez.
um,
But yeah,
very
I mean,
interesting.
we're already off to a much better start through 9 games than we were last year. Last year, we didn't win a single one of our first 9 games. This year, we've won five of our first nine. So I will take it any way I can get it, whether it's by walk-off, domination, or a close game. I'll take it. So already off to a much, much better start.
Yeah, I would hope it's better because if it's worse, we're in trouble, Mike. we're in trouble. I
Well, the
remember.
only reason why I could expect it to be worse is because we practically traded everybody and we didn't re-sign anybody. We let we traded Jake Berger, we traded Jesus Luzardo, and the worst thing about that trade was that he went to in-division rival Philly and he had a great game. He pitched 7 shutout innings the other night and got the win. Um, but yeah, I think the Marlins have been playing really well this year. And shutout on Friday in Atlanta. Then they were the ones doing the shutout last night, 4-0 blanking of the Braves to go back to plus 500. Uh, it's funny because I keep seeing all the haters on Instagram and social media saying after the first game, and this will be the last time the Marlins are over 500 this season. I'm like, okay, sure.
Well, I'll go cry now. But anyway, to wrap up this segment and our episode, torpedo bats. Do you like them?
Yes, yes. I'm all for the excitement of the game. I love the new design. I'm all for like the long ball, the fly ball, the home runs. I want scoring. Baseball isn't fun if you can't score. I love the torpedo bats.
Simple.
Plus, it they look cool. Like they legit look cool.
Yeah.
Like like
And
I
it's
get it if they legit look like a torpedo out of a sub missile.
but it's an idea that it's like, well, duh. It's honestly I was saying this to someone the other day.
Power to the hitters.
You look at most good ideas, and when you look at them, you think, "Oh well, duh. Why didn't anybody think of
Yeah,
that
like
before?"
what? Come
Like,
on.
of course, you make it bigger on the sweet spot, and then the ball will be screaming when you face your former teammate on opening day. Uh, um,
Duh.
but I do think nobody. You can say, "Oh, pitchers duel this and that." You have to be a very, very genuine sort of hardcore baseball fan to really enjoy a pitcher's duel. Um, So I think it's good for the game. Scoring is good for the game, and it's only gonna help it grow in popularity, help more people get exposed to it, that sort of thing. If we keep it going that way. So that's what I
Yeah.
got.
Alrighty. Well, folks, be sure to tune in next month. Sorry for the long wait. But this was a fun episode as always. A huge shout out to the Premier League because Liverpool lost and Arsenal drew, so we're gaining points. It's only one, but we're gaining points.
Everton,
So
Everton, Everton,
yes, we're
Everton.
gonna we're gonna talk about that next week. AJ was in London. He was in England. He got a chance to go see a couple of Premier League stadiums. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for this episode. You can find us all across social media at El Maestro Media. Our individual pages will also be down in the description. But until next month, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the fixins, and we'll see you
Oh yeah.
next time.